In this assignment, I will involve my experiences of the module Living, Learning and Working in the Context of the Digital Economy and what I have learned throughout this class. I was initially unsure of what to expect with this class and also wary of how I would manage having little knowledge apart from personal experiences of technology and digital learning. Throughout the semester, we were to write up blogs on each class, which was something I had never did before, learning about how to create a blog page and additional features that we could add if we were digitally competent in that area. I also liked that we could peer assess each other's work and access other classmates' blogs to view and comment on. This gave me a new point of interest to focus on, both for educational purposes and for other passions that I am interested in, such as food blogs and fashion blogs. Another new aspect I was introduced to in this module was the YouTube live streams. This was one of the highlighted experiences of this class because it was something I was unaware of. Some classes throughout the semester were online classes, meaning our tutor would live stream us from her office to take the class instead of face-to-face. This was great because I could post questions and comments on Twitter for our tutor and other classmates to respond to. I enjoyed this way of interaction as it was easier for me to ask questions and get a quick response. Whereas sometimes in classes I do not have the confidence to ask a question or to discuss what I'm thinking aloud. Therefore, this was a great alternative for sharing my ideas and thoughts with the rest of the class. I was also involved in a group work task where we were to make our own presentation for a mock campaign. We were able to put into practice what we had learned and observed from this class, which allowed us to be digitally savvy when it came to research and adding pictures. I really enjoyed this task as it was more than just a presentation PowerPoint. This made me more inclined to do the research, be more involved within the group, and therefore found the task more stimulating and enjoyable. Although I did come across some challenges when using new softwares and digital technologies. Using Prezi, which is the presentation software that uses motion, zoom, and spatial relationships to bring your ideas to life and make you a great presenter, was a new spin on boring plain presentations, but was initially quite difficult to use and navigate, being a newbie to these new and advanced softwares. This was a key aspect when designing and presenting our mock campaign. We researched and worked together collaboratively to overcome our difficulty with this software and looked into step-by-step guides online to make the most of using Prezi. We also had to make sure that all pictures used were under Creative Commons. This was another helpful site that taught us about copyright and licensing. We also had to make sure that our campaign was equal on all platforms so that there was no contradictory. This is an essential point in campaigning to the digital society, as the smallest mistake can be spotted within seconds, and in real life cases can be disastrous for a campaign's reputation and success. WordPress was the software we used to create and post the weekly blog posts. This was a site that can be accessed by many other individuals interested in your topic. Therefore, having the correct information and references in your post is essential. As your blog is open to other professionals, it is important to think about the style of your blog, first impressions, and how you would come across to others via the web. When I was introduced to digital identities, discussion included aspects like digital footprint and citizenship. Digital footprint being a collective ongoing record of one's web activity, and one of the biggest dangers to young people's futures and reputations. Since this talk on our digital identity and footprint, I have had a major declutter of all social media and web activity, especially as I am currently studying to become a teacher and starting in professional placement environments rather soon. It is very important to be aware of what you post and what you say online, as it may offend or upset others' beliefs or morals. From a student-teacher's point of view, we as professionals must be respectful and appropriate online, as we now represent much more than just us as an individual. We can represent a class, a workforce, an establishment, a school, and a town. From an online article, it discusses that monitoring the digital footprint of others has also become much more common. 46% of internet users search online to find information about people from their past. This This proposes that people nowadays are always actively searching others' web activity and therefore need to be responsible when posting online content. Also, from the mock campaign task point of view, it is important to be careful what and who you support in relation to your campaign purpose and awareness. Our group were researching animal cruelty and the laws set in place, so of course we had to make sure none of our social media accounts were supporting animal testing companies. You must practice what you preach when you are representing something as big as an online campaign, as it is your job to put across to others that you are fully committed and passionate about your topic. This will in turn add to the realness and authenticity of your campaign's discussion, journey and success process. This highlighted to me how careful and concise you must be when creating an online campaign, as you're only one click away from affecting your reputation that you have cautiously took the time and effort to build up. From this module, I have learned to better my digital footprint and have a better awareness about what I post online, where it goes, and how many people can view it. It was really interesting in Goffman's book, The Representation of Self in Everyday Life, where he talks about personal interaction is based on performance and the relationship between actor and audience, wherein there is an agreed upon definition of the situation. I was also intrigued by the use of a stage as a metaphor to interpret people's actions and responses within their digital representation and identity. A quote from William Shakespeare explains this. When an individual enters the presence of others, they commonly seek to acquire information about him or to bring into play information about him already possessed. They will be interested in his general socio-economic status, his conception of self, his attitude toward them, his competence, his trustworthiness, etc. This is relating back to how we use social media platforms as a stage, where there are common differences between the front and back stage of a theatre show and that of someone's life. Backstage being the place where people get upset with nerves or fall during a dance rehearsal, and front stage every single section of the show going smoothly. To compare this to a real life social media lifestyle, backstage would be stressing about money worries, job security and anxiety of other people accepting you. Whilst the front stage would describe happy posts such as going out with friends, dinner with family, not a care in the world. Social media is a stage to show off how sociable you are and how well your life is going in comparison to your friends or friends of friends. And on this stage, you must be careful about how you make an impression, as it must be a true representation of yourself, not a fictional facade to please the people of your digital community. This has been fully emphasised through this module and has helped me achieve more detailed awareness of my social digital identity and how to manage it in our digital society. Knowing this now has allowed me to contribute to others' learning. I can now make aware of the consequences and the importance of digital citizenship and safety to others in my surrounding digital circle, such as family and friends. Keeping them up to date with things like privacy settings and responsible vigilance of their profile will help stretch awareness of keeping their digital footprint safe and protected. This class has also gave me a better insight as a student teacher to help my future learners become digitally literate and safe online, and also use my digital learning to enhance how children learn within the classroom.